just because I
And
read
there
the
we are.
description on it.
All right. Hello and welcome again, everyone. Let's see. I am flabbergasted at the moment and have lost my space. There we go. Okay, so starting out as we normally do, let's go ahead and hand out our shout outs. So for those appreciative, or that we are appreciative of supporting the channel, him, you are Stewie, Ike Ironlegs, Lady Delin, Lexi Charisma, Gorham as our current subscribers to the channel. Who would like to recap all the shenanigans from last week? Camera Kitty.
I don't know what happened last week, so I can't do it.
Ark Misaki Navarro.
Let's see. We made our way into Armory, Maine. After going back through the ale room.
Yep.
We found a few cool bits of stuff, including a war wagon and its manual, Mace of Disruption, a couple of other magic items, and we finally found clue number 2 inside of the other bronze skull, I think it was. And it turns out that someone was there, and they decided to supervillain taunt us, but also give us a clue just before we were ambushed. But thanks to Drawho carrying the halberd of warning, we were not surprised. However, that fight was not going well for the first half, but we managed to turn it around. One of our Bone Devil opponents was successfully banished for the entire fight, and one Drow gladiator made an escape, and Drawho is currently in pursuit.
No, Draho is currently shackled to the ground because he's an idiot.
We don't know that. We know that, but we don't know that.
All right. Which basically left the rest of you off still in that Grand Armory storage area central space with one enemy that escaped, Draho out and away. So given that he's not here tonight, we're going to continue saying that he is trying to find her. And party is capable of reuniting at this point with Fenrir coming in to take the archer position. And you guys can talk plans on what you'd like to do, where you'd like to go.
I think we need to take at least a short rest before we do anything because I don't have any spells.
Yeah, as of last time I was here, my spells were out as well, so I probably need.
That's what the fun thing is, that hit them with a hammer never runs out of slots.
Yeah, but you can't hit them with a hammer to another plane of existence. So
Not yet.
bite me.
I don't think you want me to do that. I have powerful jaws.
You don't know what my fetishes are.
Well,
There is no kink shaming in this group.
That's a discussion for off camera. But yeah, I'd say, do we want to at least, in character, try to see if we can find Rahu first, or?
I mean,
He's a big boy. He knows what he's doing.
We would have at least looked, wouldn't we?
for Draho, that's like looking for me.
We heard
I'll send the Raven out to find him.
I would spend like 3 minutes.
Where'd
looking
Kaizen
for
come
him.
from?
Oh,
Where were you?
I was polishing my armor.
Is that what you kids call it these days?
I was out hunting for various things that I will not mention.
I'm pretty sure, given all of his maneuvering and running back and forth, at some point we would have lost the trail canonically for the sake of expediency, and then decided to rest.
Sounds like a plan.
Yay!
So, just doing a short rest or trying for a long?
I guess a long.
I only need a short, so I don't really care what the rest of you do.
I mean, I'm only down 2 rages, so short rest would be fine.
I need to look on my ranger thing what my spells need, a long or short.
Yours would require a long.
Yes.
But it's also been like several days since your character's been,
Yeah, hanging out with the dwarves, keeping them safe and whatnot. So you
So
can
you're
figure that you're fully rested.
Okay.
am
And I don't
thinking
care.
about that. I should get Kibble pulled up.
Oh,
Mm.
Okay, so since we're doing a short rest, go ahead and make said adjustments, and I suppose I actually have to do that on the PC sheets, don't I?
well, you all rest. I can keep watch.
Me too. Like I'm only down so much HP, so
Leave the animals to the watching.
basically. And that is enough to get me up to full.
Close enough.
Short rest.
We can use hit die to recover, right?
Yeah.
You most certainly can. You can expend as many as you like, and per long rest, you get half back.
Once you use half of your maximum back.
Yep.
So
Is Kibble gonna play us a song of rest?
He absolutely is. As soon as I find his character sheet, I've got too much on D&D Beyond because I love it.
important note: D&D Beyond not a sponsor.
Also true.
I feel we are legally required to say that.
I don't think so. We can point out the things that we like. Like
Fair use.
functionally, we could be using a little tag in for Twitch that allows everyone to see your characters if they're all on D&D Beyond.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So,
I don't have D&D down. Probably should. Maybe I could do this one.
Alright, so I am back at full health.
Okay,
yay.
go ahead and set you for your short rest.
Mhm. Kedra, chat.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. No. You know that's a bad idea. We all know that's a bad idea. If it weren't for copyright, I'd pull up something like Diggy Diggy Hole and let that play for us.
It's funny you should mention that because I have a predicted speech plan for that. If the
There's
context,
a particular reason why I don't have channel points to make the DM sing or do other weird things.
Mm-hmm.
why did the DM just dump channel points into not
I
sing?
bet one of those points, Kedro, is that you probably can't sing.
No, I can't. Well, I
Anyone
can,
can sing,
but it
it's a matter
sounds
of
like
how-
Caterball. All right. So, with your short rests taken, what would you all like to do?
Well, what is like our current main objective, if I may ask?
Well, there's that room that there were, it was like a mausoleum for fallen warriors that we kind of decided to leave alone. I think that's where they went. So I think maybe we should go down there and check it out and see what's going on.
I have no objections.
Also, there's some magic items down there, so we kind of maybe should make sure they don't keep them.
That
That's
is
true.
probably, yeah.
Yep, if that's where we think they're going, I guess we can go check that out.
All right. So you make your way back up the long, arduous stairwell and its twists and turns back up to that main hallway into the armory. Through that, you find your way down that secret passageway, which that particular path leads down and away from the armory at a sloped angle that curves back in on itself nearly half a dozen times and then now opens into a large cavern, where before you were facing a kind of odd shield wall. There is no gating in this game. Certainly not. On one side of the cavern, it is dominated by a massive buttressed stone wall which rises into the two central square guard tower-like structures with a massive set of gates between them. The fortress wall almost reaches the ceiling of the cavern. And from here, you can just barely make out the sounds of bats flapping back and forth in kind of a bit of dim cavern light that's provided a bit sparsely via twinkling luminescent stones placed into the high ceilings, giving it almost a look of a night sky. Additionally, along the upper walls, you can see 8 large ballista. Each one has a large wooden shield, and 6 giant crossbows projecting from it in 2 rows of 3. One ballista is positioned atop each of the two towers, 4 towers, 4 towers. And then 3 more along the length of the front and 2 side sets of walls. They don't show any sign of movement currently in this dreary, dank cavern.
Okay. Is like there like a staircase or something to get to the second floor of this place?
So this is out in the midst of this cavern space, is basically what looks like a kind of large castle wall.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So it's like a fortress inside of the cavern
Correct.
kind of thing.
Yep.
All right. Do we have anything that we can use as cover?
There are a variety of stalactites, I believe. Yep. Those would be the floor ones.
Are they going up or down? Because stalagmites are going up, stalactites are going down.
All right.
I think the way you supposed to remember it is that I think the ones I think like the mnemonic device is stalactites have to hold on tight.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Paying attention in school is a good thing, children.
Magic school bus, I think.
That's right. That's what I did.
So, all right. So, I kind of signal everyone to stay low. And the towers, they look like they're artificially built, or they're like integrated into the wall.
Definitely artificially built. At least the 3 that you can see on this side. It looks like they go back into the walls of the cavern. From this distance, most of you can't really see what it's made of, though Nivara, you'd be able to note kind of this dark black speckled granite.
Okay.
From where I'm at, can I see if it looks like it's like worked stone, or if it's just sort of like working well with the terrain?
Definitely worked stone.
Okay, but it looks like it's like it looks like it's the actual like natural rock, but shaped, or does it look like it was like built, like constructed over time with pieces of stone?
Potentially a little bit of both. Some of the granite may have come directly from this cavern. Others may be pieces that were either picked up and moved within this cavern.
Okay.
You do see some of that speckling kind of along the floor and walls.
Okay, so it's not an entirely freestanding structure.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. All right, I will be the guinea pig, but I will have. How high up is the first ballista window?
So they're sitting on top of the guard towers, which are about 3 stories tall.
Okay, so that'd be a bit of a climb.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I mean, I can cover ballistas with from where I am with my bow. I mean, I'm sure my range is that.
Well, it's a matter of getting, me up there if need be.
Got a grappling hook.
Okay. Well, I will pull out my shield just for a teensy bitty bit of more cover for the moment, and one of my however many a certain number of javelins I've collected. So my AC is currently 24.
Okay.
And I will go out into the open and just go until something happens or I make it past the towers.
All right. So as you kind of move up, it's basically the guard towers are on the exterior, that wall, and then the gate in the middle.
Okay.
Can we see if the gate's open from where we are at?
Looks like at least from here that it is shut, almost portcullis style.
Okay, so like a gate, so like a iron like grate with spikes kind of deal.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. I am going to see if I can lift it.
All right. So moving up to the gate between the 2 towers, it seems to be a old, thick, heavy iron kind of piece of mesh covered in patches of rust and decay. Through the gate at this point, you're able to see thick half walls that run in long lines throughout the inner area, and towards the back is a middling-sized church-like building. Its tall bell tower reaching up and actually connecting with the cavern ceiling above.
Interesting. If we're still trying to make our way through that, I still want to like how big is the portcullis?
Roughly 20 foot wide by about 10 foot tall.
And about how thick are the bars?
Say 4 or 5 inches in total.
At this point, it's just a challenge to see if I can. So I will attempt to lift that.
Okay.
That was not very good. 15.
No, that works. So as you go to lift, it kind of buckles in on itself due to the rust and decay. And rather than it being more of a lift, it looks like you're just basically taking the bottom and ripping it apart.
Okay. I mean,
Thank you, Rust.
I have my adamantium maul. This way just like looks a little cooler. I did it with my bare hands.
No.
Draho's not here to groan. It's not the same.
Why,
game,
Will?
next game.
Why?
You know
Because
the
he
answer.
can.
Yeah, you know the answer. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just basically find a section of it that's like 6 feet and just crumple a door out of it.
All right.
More or
You're
less.
certainly able to do so.
Okay. And then I'm going to go back, still with the shield in hand, and start like motioning everyone through.
Okay. Is everybody
But-
heading inside?
Still at the ready.
I'll be in the back, I guess. Like last to go through. I'll keep my bow drawn, covering anybody.
Yeah, I'll stand about like mid distance between, just in case if something does go down on there to try to like protect people.
So, as we get ready to do this, when Ark went up, did anything track him? Was there any movement of the ballistas, or
Didn't
did he
look
get
like
it? Okay, I'm just gonna walk
But did
up.
it sound like it?
It did not.
I'm just gonna walk up to Ark once he waves everybody and enter into the compound.
All right.
Yep. I will go and follow as well.
I'll be the last one through simply because I still see weapons pointed at my friends. But once everyone's through, then I'll go in and I'll take point again.
Okay. So
What are you doing?
Me?
You're in the wrong spot. You're up there. I'm back here.
Hmm?
If you're not standing in the front of the line, then who's standing in the front of the line?
I'm here in case one of those things starts to shoot, so it hits me instead of everyone else. And once everyone's past the gate, that's when I take my spot at the front again.
Seems like an awful lot of work, but okay.
Yeah.
I assume Ark was standing at the gate watching just so we could just run up and through.
I was like, basically the here's the gate, here's where everyone's at. I came to about halfway, so in case one of those ballistas start firing, I'm there to deal with it. Until
Okay.
everyone's past the gate, then I get back in front of everyone again.
Seems like a. Okay.
I'm just making sure that this room is not a danger to us, and then when everyone gets past the gate, I go in front of everyone again because we're past the ballista.
Yeah, the point. Sharpie point.
So we're now orbiting the party like ion stones.
Sure.
I feel like this is a simple thing that people are making more complicated in their heads.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
I still ran up and through the gate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walked.
So yeah, once everyone's through the gate and I'm satisfied that those things aren't going to shoot them, I will then join with the rest of the party and get in front of them like normal. we're good. So anyway,
All right.
moving on.
So, as you begin moving through the area, you find that the half walls are actually raised and closed off tombs that seem to have been chiseled out of one solid granite block. Further in, the church building looks to have been built similarly out of the same granite, just brick by brick. Do you close in on the church?
Do we hear anything other than ourselves?
Yeah.
You do not, though you can see that the gargantuan 2 to 3 story tall banded iron feats of constructed church doors now lay in kind of a shambles at its base.
Ca-
Dust on the rubble or not?
Not on the doors themselves, no.
What were you going to say, Fenrir?
Is there like any sort of check I can make, like perception, survival, like some sort of tracking check to see if the
Tell us what you want to do, and that'll depend what the check makes.
I'm trying to like get like words of what I want to do out, but I don't know how to word it.
Are you looking for footprints?
More like any sort of sense somebody was here before we got here.
Functionally, you would be able to find that through like a tracking option, so that would be survival.
Okay.
Seeing that he's starting to do that, I'll pull out one of the ever-burning torches so he can see better.
Okay.
15.
15?
That's 12 plus my 3.
There seems to have been a lot of traffic through this area. So much so that there's very little actually dust on the ground that's undisturbed. Especially when like looked at opposing, say, the sarcophagi that you pass, which are exceptionally dusty.
Can I tell if this has been the past few days or?
That's the whole point. The base of it is so non-dusty that it would have been somewhat recent. Additionally, you're able to note 3, maybe 4 sets of tracks that are abnormally large clawed feet that have very heavy insets into the kind of packed dirt floor.
And where are they headed?
Into the church.
Those sound like
everybody.
Those sound like our rather explosive friends.
Or the larger friends that, can be banished.
Either way, Kit pulls out the maul at this point.
Yeah.
Let's go to church.
Before we head into the church, I will shift and draw my bow.
All right.
You know you're shifting only lasts a minute, right?
Well, yeah. But it's better to have it at start of thing than later.
Well, I mean, we will not even necessarily be going into combat. I'm just saying.
Oh, then never mind.
Okay.
I was going to say, wait till you know there's going to be a combat, then shift.
Yeah.
So, as you're moving forward and closing in on the church, Fenrir, inside you're able to kind of make out that from your vantage point, there's been a modicum of destruction within the chapel. Almost like a whirling dervish of debris lays inside. Stones, old sconces, things like that, just kind of destroyed and toppled everywhere.
So, like, the entire inside of the main church is, like, broken?
Correct.
Okay, I relay that to everybody.
All right, so it looks like this place has already been rummaged through quite
Pretty
extensively.
much.
Or does it look like a fight happened here and there was a lot of collateral damage?
From this vantage point, you can't quite tell whether or not it's a fight. You might be able to tell once you're inside.
Okay. I'll go in first, and I'll ask Fenrir and Navarra to kind of be my lookouts as I go in.
Okay.
In case they see something I don't.
Perfect. So as you head in, does not look like it was a fight. There's no signs of struggle, no like smears of blood. But what you do see are the stone pews that were in there. They lie broken. Iron sensors and what were once wall sconces have been kind of flung to the floor. And at the far end, the stone pulpit has been smashed. Um, Likewise, at the far end, on either side, there are a pair of darkened stairwells, one leading up, one leading down, basically to either side of the preacher's platform, near that rearest portion of the room. And in that space, the darkness almost seems to cling heavily to the walls.
All right.
Um,
Are we able to see into it?
You are.
okay.
I kind of, I guess what I would like to do is walk a few steps closer to see if I can get a better view inside that darker spot.
Okay. Within it, you see this kind of black irradiated gem set into the wall. Looks kind of like a circular cut stone.
Like obsidian.
Not quite obsidian, something a bit more translucent than that.
Okay.
Or onyx, maybe?
Yeah, definitely much more along the lines of onyx, but not specifically
I'll
onyx
relay
itself.
that to probably Navara and Saki because they might know what it is.
While they're and Kibble could take a crack at it too.
Kibble could also, yeah.
Yeah, while they're working on that, I'm just gonna kind of stand guard and make sure nothing attacks us.
Okay.
That's what I'll do as well because I know nothing about magic.
So you guys go do your academic thing. We'll stand here and do our paranoid animal thing.
All right, so investigation.
Yep. Though as you move closer to it, you feel an almost palpable aura of oppression.
So Arcana.
Mhm.
Divine sense.
Definitely something evil. Evil, evil, evil.
Religion?
Go for it. On the Arcana side, there is a set of runes within it that you would assume have to deal with transmutation of some form. Religion. That particular symbol that's set within kind of the runes looks to be that of one of the dead gods, Bane.
This is an object of a Banite.
This place has been desecrated.
Exactly what has happened.
How do we fix that?
Destroy the stone.
Okay. Can it be destroyed by non-magical means?
I doubt sheer brute force would break that.
Okay. It does, I have nothing that can break it. And
Did you say it was set into the wall?
Correct.
yeah,
Basically about chest level high.
yeah, it's like pushed into the wall, kind of like it was a piece of the wall was cut out and then it was laid in.
And you said it was transmutation magic.
Correct.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
That could
I can try to dispel it, but I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't.
what plan B, Arc can do his Arc thing.
Does it look like it was pressed into the stone like you would push something into clay, and so that's there, or does it look like they made the indentation and then placed it?
Are you proficient with stone masonry tools?
No.
No. Given your best guess, it could easily be either, though it depends on how close you want to get to really inspecting it.
I'll be the guinea pig. I'll get really, really close. Try to take it out of the
No, you're covering us. Um. Hmm.
I'm going to look about the place to see if I can find sprinklings of silver dust.
All right, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Can I assist him at all with that?
Absolutely. If you're doing that, then go ahead and make that as advantage.
That one. And then... Ah,
A massive 8. You don't find any specific silver dust. You're actually finding a lot of lack of dust on the flooring and through most things. Oddly, though, as you're kind of searching through the rubble and detritus cluttering the room, you do find that one of the former stone pews seems to have kind of an empty open slot within it. And from within, you hear the slightest, faintest ticking sound. And the closer you get to that pew, the more resonating that sound within becomes.
Oh.
Almost inaudible at first, but tick, tick, tick. The louder it gets, the closer you get.
Is it like a ticking like a clock?
Would sound like that, yes.
Okay.
Somebody set us up with a bomb.
you say this is in a little slot.
So, like, if you took 4 granite slabs and turned them into kind of a box, and then broke into one of them.
Oh, sweet. Well, I'll look inside.
All right. Getting into there, you find, first off, a quiver with some sturdy-looking bodkin arrows, as well as a rotted leather armor that's been rolled into a bundle. And it seems to be from within that roll that ticking is coming from.
We'll grab the arrows
Okay.
I'll take the arrows, yeah.
and hand them to the archer. How heavy is that leather? Do I
As
think?
a rotted suit of leather, maybe 5, maybe 10 pounds of leftover leather bits at this point.
I'm going to do something foolish. And then I am going to examine the leather armor.
All right. You can see that it's been kind of weather worn. Some form of dampness got into the cured leather, and over time rotted its way through. Within kind of one of the holes, you can see gears kind of turning on some small mechanical, maybe amulet.
Interesting.
Mechanical amulet.
Does it look like dwarven make?
Not necessarily, no. It's definitely a fine craft from what you can see, but you don't know too many dwarves that tend to make clockwork kind of items.
The quiver, does it look notable, or is it just, does its job?
Just does its job. Looks fairly worn. Not nearly as bad as the armor itself. It's held up a bit better since it was kind of further away from the exterior.
Right.
And you say this is a circular object, like a watch or a pendant?
Definitely something like that, at least from what you can see within that hole in the leather.
Does it have a face?
Not specifically. It's just a set of gears that are consistently turning.
Does it look like something from Mechanus?
Very potentially.
Do we want to give Kibble 10 minutes to find out what it is?
I am going to use a knife to kind of cut away the leather and make a space so we can actually like properly see this thing
Okay.
while trying to disturb it as little as possible.
As you do, when you pull the knife across one of the spaces, a bit of kind of gold looping comes out. Definitely giving it that more amulet style than anything else. Definitely not a watch at this point. Has a circular top piece where that gold comes through. The amulet itself is hexagonal in nature, and then each one of the little cogs that are on top are kind of interconnected and interspersed, almost as if you were looking at like the innards of a really expensive Rolex.
Is there any type of inlay or filigree or carving on the casing?
There is not.
So it's just an amulet that has gears moving.
Looks to be. No true
What?
finery to it, beyond its true mechanical precision.
Why would you make something so weird?
This isn't even weird yet. Wait until it gets up and starts walking around.
As you say.
I'm gonna pick it up.
All right. You're now holding what looks to be like a clockwork amulet.
Okay. Now, about these arrows, is there anything special about them?
They definitely look finer than standard bodkin arrows. Bodkins being fairly more often than not used to kind of puncture armor.
Okay.
But they also have a small set of runes kind of been carved into not only the bodkin head, but also the shaft.
What are these runes in? Is it a language I've seen before?
No, but you feel that it's something arcane.
Okay, I'm going to hand that over to Navarra to see if she can read it.
Okay.
Kedro,
Yep.
I need a long rest to be able to regain spell slots, right?
That's correct.
Ah, damn it.
Do you need me to arcana that, or can I tell what
Yeah.
it is?
It's definitely magic of some sort. Not abjuration. Touch of transmutation to it, which you would find on anything that's been like magically enhanced. But it also feels reminiscent of like the swords of sharpness that you guys have picked up, in the way that bodkin looks even more wicked than standard.
Okay, so they probably just hurt more.
Oh, okay. So they do more than regular
You're
body.
there.
How many earlier, Keijo?
There are 10.
Okay. Let's
Okay.
save
No.
that. Let's save that for a big
They
situation.
go for important times, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I take them out of their current quiver and just put them in mine, just so they're in a better, let's say, holding case.
Oh, I'm sure Kibble could just hit mending and deal with any of the rot.
Yep.
Well,
He could.
Then I'll have Kibble do that.
All right.
All right. So
was
anything?
Kibble?
No,
Go ahead, Navarre.
I was gonna say, was there anything else in the room apart from the dark gem and the pew that's not destroyed?
Beyond that, there looks to be that pair of stairwell towers, one that looks like it might lead up, one that looks like it might lead down.
And that evil gem is between those two, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kibble
that-
was going.
Yeah.
And Kibble was going to walk over and examine the leather bundle that Kaizon has.
He looks over. That the bundle doesn't look magical. The amulet does, and the arrows do.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And
We could give him the time to read those, or we could just kind of move on and deal with it later.
Yeah. I think that's more important.
Well,
Well, if
I
you want to
just
give him 10 minutes to find out what that is, I want to investigate the gem to see if we can figure out how to
that
get
was the
rid
other
of it.
thing. I was going to see if he knew if you might have been able to extract it. Otherwise, brute force. But I don't know what the outcome would be upon it breaking.
I don't think it would even work.
So, Navarra, you think that Dispel Magic would at very least work functionally for a short time, as it does on anything that's a permanent magic item? So it would kind of shut off that capacity, at least for a short while. That might allow, say, like a adamantine hammer to smash it.
I
All
had
right.
thought of that.
I feel like that's probably worth a shot.
All right, go ahead and make that Dispel Magic roll.
Everyone besides me and Navarra, stand back.
I forget, what is it for Dispel Magic?
It's basically a proficiency style roll with intelligence.
Okay.
Well, wouldn't it be just her spellcasting modifier, which at that point would be charisma, right?
Yep. Sorry. Keep thinking wizard.
Yeah, it's just a check.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm going to advantage that because a 3 is real bad.
Alrighty.
There you go.
Much
We'll
better.
So you coalesce that Dispel Magic energy and then focus it on that gem, and you see that darkness recede from both sides of the room and then kind of wink out into the gem.
Demonic shield, demonic sugar daddy coming through.
Hey, Pedro,
Yep.
would you mind doing me a favor, because I don't have FGO. Would you mind putting an FGO on the stream?
There's nothing up on it currently.
Oh, okay.
Okay, as soon as that darkness recedes, arc smash.
Okay.
All right, that is a 19 on the die to hit, so 28.
Yep, that will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
And of course, it is a critical because it's an object. 2 6s and 2 1s.
So 14 plus your
14 plus my strength,
Mhm.
plus 1 for the hammer. So that's 21.
Okay. So you lay into that with that first hit, and you see a faint hairline crack kind of connect from top to bottom on it, but it doesn't
Second
seem to
perceiving.
shatter.
Not quite shattered.
Nope.
Let me try. Can I I have an adamantine arrow. Let me shoot it a couple times.
We don't want that to break. Also, I get advantage on breaking things. So, 27 to hit.
Okay.
All right. Another 20 damage.
Okay. With that, you see that hairline crack kind of fracture in, and small bits of it fall out and kind of tink onto the floor.
I'm going to repeat until that darkness pops back up. 21 to hit. All right.
Out of curiosity, Pedro, how much noise is this making?
Oh, and a massive amount. Every time that hammer hits that hard gem, it almost sounds like a giant bell being rung.
Oh, Jesus, great.
23. Also, they know we're here. We don't exactly have the element of surprise. So
with that 23, you see the remainder of it kind of fracture out and almost dissipate into like shadow dust falling away.
And double tap. 18 to hit what's left.
All right.
Oh. 25 damage to the shards.
Okay. So you structurally pound that shard in. You end up seeing it fade into dust, and then there's this massive hammered shape in the wall at this point.
I look at both the doorways, as in case you get any bright ideas of being walls behind it.
As you look to the various different doorways, you can see the one on the right that looks like it should be leading up. There's a massive pile of rubble and something coppery kind of peeking out from in between holes of that rubble.
All right, I signal everyone to stand back, and I will, as delicately as I can, try to pull it out without causing further cave-in.
As you go to pull, you get some of the rocks away, and it looks like it's probably the bell from the bell tower.
I just look over to my shifter companion. I'm like,
oh, we would have heard that cave in.
yeah. I was like, well done, buddy.
That I did not do. That was already like that.
Correct. And you can see a massive amount of dust just kind of sitting all over it.
Yeah, like the reverberations from me hitting the wall were just enough to make the bell vibrate as it was already caved in. And does this cave-in look kind of fresh, or has it been there a while?
It's definitely been there a while. Like I said, massive amount of dust over it. Those rocks have been in there. It's piled up really high, but just kind of peeking out from the top, you can see a rotted section of wood.
Okay. So is that like the shaft the bell was hung on or something?
Yeah, that was probably like the supports.
It was just, yeah, it was it's ringing. So how much of that bell is exposed?
Maybe about 5-6 inches at this point of kind of front plate, maybe back plate, maybe
is there
side plate.
anything inscribed on the bell?
You do see a good amount of what amount to like dwarven filigree.
I can read that.
It's filigree, not script.
It's just like decoration.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty.
Okay.
I kind of jostle your arm, Arca. Your friends may like that.
I'm sure they'll have some fun time excavating that.
I mean, I don't have dwarven friends.
You're just talking to Ark, not you.
Yeah.
Wow.
The other furry guy.
Yeah.
So,
I look at Kaizon. Did we all hear that thing making noise when he pulled it out?
That would more than likely be what some of that bell ringing sound was, as the hammer hit the gem, reverberated through the rock in the wall, and made the bell itself kind of chime.
Oh, I'm backing up to the package in the leather when it came out and was ticking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
when it was out of the stone alcove that it was in and it was in the open, could we hear it?
Oh, absolutely. That amulet is definitely ticking. It is fairly loud, but you wouldn't hear it, say, if you were in another room at this point. That stone pew that it was in acted as kind of a resonance booster. So since it was sitting down and towards the back, that ticking was kind of wafting through and then exiting the hole and making it exceptionally loud.
Has Kip been able to identify it yet?
Yep. So Kibble will let you know that it is in fact a clockwork amulet. Specifically, what that does is
if you make an attack roll, you can forego rolling and treat it as a 10. And once you do that, you can't use it again for the rest of the day.
That is correct.
I may or may not have looked that up as soon as you very much implied it was a clockwork amulet.
That there was an amulet and it was clockwork?
It does seem like a clockwork. Pause just long enough to make sure it seems.
So basically it's a redo.
Well, no, it's not a redo. It's you can treat it as a 10. So that doesn't necessarily mean you succeed. Basically, you're like, I'm going to attack, but I'm going to treat it as a 10. Because if you already know that with your plus you would hit on a 10, you can just be like, that works, but you can only do that one a day until the next dawn.
I don't know who that's.
I was
supposed to be.
disappointed. I was hoping it was going to be a port key.
One important thing to note too: not attuned.
Oh,
So
I don't.
someone could just throw that on.
And then Kibble also points out that the arrows are +1 arrows of sharpness.
Okay, what does those do?
So they're +1 to all your attacks and also act as a weapon of sharpness.
I don't know what that means.
We'll look up that enchantment.
I
As the guy playing the barbarian turns into the knowledge cleric.
So when you attack an object with that particular weapon, you use max damage
okay.
for the dice. When you attack a creature, if you roll a 20 on the attack roll, that target takes an extra 46 slashing damage. Then you roll another 20. If you roll a 20 again, you lop off one of the target's limbs with that arrow.
I like these arrows.
Just
Can I
brackets.
have one more, please?
Maybe later.
Brackets. Legolas intensifies.
So, what would we like to do?
Looks
So
like
that leaves the stairs down, right?
yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, we can't really go up. So
All right. Arc's in front.
All right.
I'll in the back.
So, taking the stairwell down, you find your progress, flight after flight, twisting in a progressively warming, dank air. The smell is initially almost cloyingly sweet, though the deeper you travel, the more pungent and putrescent the smell becomes. It takes quite some time to complete the circuit down the stairs, which then opens into a rough dug tunnel.
How roughly dug? Like a dirt cave, kind of like a worm.
That's
Potentially.
interesting.
With your knowledge of the Underdark as one of your favorite terrains, it definitely looks like it was originally a purple worm passage.
I let everybody know that.
Arc grips his maul a little tighter.
Continuing on.
So we had a workstone descent
Mm-hmm.
to this.
Correct.
Interesting.
Although they had a staircase down to here, so either the worm came in and ruined something, or they decided they were going to repurpose it at some point.
Correct. I mean,
Or they killed the worm.
it only goes one way. It doesn't go two ways when the stair empties into it.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, and we're walking, I guess.
All right. So, passing through the tunnel, it is choked with earth and the bones of small, long-dead burrowing creatures. It kind of undulates downward, twisting, dipping, the dirt floor furrowed by the passage of many small, slithering and crawling life forms. When at last it opens out, you can sense that you're in a large, yet exceptionally short cavern. It's maybe 6 foot tall in here. Its somewhat wide expanse feels almost cramped with that 6 foot tall ceiling. The cavern is crowded with both stalagmites and stalactites, making it somewhat hard to move as you duck and weave through them. Some of them even stretch up and connect into kind of columns of various shapes and sizes between the floor and ceiling. Central to the cavern is a layer of what seems to be yellow brackish water that covers the floor, basically from one side to the other, from the middle to the back. The farthest reaches of the room, you can hear this slow sound of water trickling away.
All right. Is the water at least off to the side where it can be avoided, or we kind of have to go through it?
You'd have to go through it to get to the back end of the cavern. So if you're looking at sections, you're in this section. This entire area is open, dry land. Then this entire area is all water.
Okay.
Is it does it have stalactites and mites and pillars going through that area as well?
Very minimally. They look like they've been eaten away over time.
By the water?
Potentially.
By whatever the liquid is.
I'm gonna take out one of my perfectly normal torches
Mhm.
and just dip part of the wood end in the water.
All right. It does not sizzle. So you're all good.
I'm going to how do I want to put this? I want to take one of, because I do have I should have like one alchemist fire. Or actually, just give me that torch for a second.
Okay, I hand him the regular torch while I'm holding one of the ever-burning torches.
Okay.
And I take the torch and I put it like, I put the flame.
Oh no, I didn't light it.
Yeah, try and light the water. Not so much that it will, like, the torch will go out, but enough that the flame will touch the water.
So trying to light the torch, now that it's wet, it does not want to light.
No, I put like the handle part in, just the wood, not the part.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so you light up that torch and you touch it towards the water?
Yeah, not to put it out, but to like try and light the water as if it was like a fuel source of some sort.
Okay, I would say like, yeah, let's just pull out like a vial of it if we're gonna do that. Not like the whole body and smother ourselves in here and possibly.
Because if it's that kind of situation, there'd be a really big fireball.
I take a bowl out and my bucket out and then do that.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like it's any sort of fuel, and as you tap the flame of the torch to that bowl of yellow brackish liquid, getting that torch closer, you notice that the liquid itself is neither yellow nor brackish now that you've pulled it out. Touching the torch to it, it kind of steams away a bit of the water and tries to kind of put out the torch, but as you pull it back, it reignites appropriately.
All right, so it's not anything that can kill us, it looks like.
Well, not from immediate contact. It could be full of disease, though.
True. And actually, from this vantage point, I should say, you can see that the water itself, and as you scooped it, it was only about a few inches deep. Within the water are a carpet of yellow-white bones. Dwarven bones mostly, though a modicum of other creatures that consist of larger humanoids. A variety of skulls leer sardonically in almost every direction. And you're noticing that the water itself isn't really yellow, but rather it's lit with a dim putrescent luminosity given off by a dark yellow fungus within various portions of the water and many of the old bones.
Can I, as Underdark as my favorite terrain, identify this fungus?
Go ahead and give me a survival.
I'll assist him on that.
All
so
right.
Roll with advantage.
Let me find another D20. Hang on a sec.
Or you can just roll the same one again. And
you could just roll twice.
Oh, that I can do. Thank you, Navarra.
So remember the first number.
So 13 on the first. And that one cocked. 19 on the second, so it would be either a 22 or a 16.
All right. You think that it may be some form of minor yellow mold? You would know that the mold itself doesn't really have any intelligence, though on rare occasions it has grown into colonies that encompass 300 feet, 91 meters, which at that point begin to form a collective intelligence.
Okay, I let everybody know.
Can fire kill it?
You would think fire can kill most things.
Okay.
I mean, the last fights showed us an exception to that rule, but
yeah. I just let everybody know that this is like some sort of collective intelligence mold. That's under there.
All right. Well, let's try to kill some of it and then don't touch the rest, because it might make you sick. And definitely don't breathe it in.
If we can find some way to kill it and like kill like a trail, that'd be best.
Okay. Well, I take the actual regular mundane burning torch from your hand and start to just move forward and just burn as much of it as I can going forward.
So almost all of it is actually functionally underneath that couple inch layer of water.
Yeah, it's submerged.
Okay, so how much space from where we're at to the other side?
A good 120 feet. So for
Damn.
most of you, you can't quite see the edge. Navarra, though, you can see kind of at the end of the lake is a squat 4 foot tall by 6 foot wide hole in the wall where the water is trickling off into a ledge into the darkness below.
What?
It almost looks like an overflowing infinity pool for you.
Fun.
Do we
That's
something we can use as like a raft?
I don't think we have anything we can use as a raft.
I don't know, maybe just like a really large door that definitely 2 people can fit on, and someone doesn't have to freeze.
So
Uh,
we took stairs that came down and ended in a tunnel that led to this cave.
Yeah.
It has this brackish pool in it.
With a collective intelligence mold in it. Yeah.
With a potentially collective intelligence mold.
You said there were skeleton remains in the water.
Correct.
Yeah.
Was it just the skeletons, or was there any clothing, armor, anything like that on them?
Seems to be just the skeletons. At least from your current vantage point.
And the mold seems to be under the water.
Yep, under the water. Some of it is wrapped around the skeletal portions that are under the water.
Okay.
Is there the area that we're standing in? Is there any detritus or anything like that on the ground?
Not particularly. There are like rocks, dirt, and other things like that, but no, say, trash of any kind, really.
And the ceiling is smooths out, and it's a smooth ceiling past the water's edge out.
Correct.
Fenrir, can you climb this?
Me?
Well, if we could get a line of rope from one end to the other, we can at least make ourselves something to walk on. So
I mean, I could potentially probably
Hold
an
on.
arrow.
Why would a cave, if it is naturally forming, have the stalagmite features in maybe half of it, but where the pool is, there is nothing?
He has a point.
Hold on a second. So the section that we're seeing this pool in is just smooth on the sides?
Just about. So there are portions of stalactites and stalagmites, but they've been almost receded.
Like ground down?
Like itty bitty little nubs of what would be left of them.
Okay, I have an idea. I want everyone to back up. Fenrir,
Uh-huh.
shoot one of the sides of the smooth cave walls with one arrow. I want to see what happens.
Just a regular arrow?
Just a regular arrow.
Okay. Everybody get back into the cave.
I'll stay in front. But
I fire off one regular arrow at one of the bumps.
Okay. So doing that, you see this kind of poof of yellowish smoke, maybe, coming out of where you hit.
Oh, that ain't good.
You don't breathe that.
Yep. I put like a bandana kind of around I pull up the rough of my what's it called? Robe over my mouth.
Okay.
Yeah, I pull part of my cloak over my face.
What do you want to do now? It seems this is more than just a cave.
I was thinking if this used to be a purple worm tunnel, maybe this was just an exceptionally big worm.
You're saying we're in a mouth?
I'm saying that where the stalactites end, a throat may have started.
Oh shit. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
One
Yeah,
like
finger.
Sue. I was trying to get you to shoot it to see if maybe you were shooting down the throat and get it to move. But there's just
Shoot down. I mean, I can shoot down the throat area.
We can't see that. Only Navarro was able to see that hole.
Navarra, do you want to use my bow?
Hold on. So I'm confused because it ends in a wall that's got a hole in it. So where are we getting this potential throat from? I don't understand.
A hole.
It said okay, stalactites, then smoothish, then slight drop off.
But there's a wall on the other side with a hole in it.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that might be like, look, this is all weird, and I wanted to see if we were walking into something that was waiting for us to walk into it and eat us. Oh, and we're getting a map, so that.
So
I think that'll
maybe
just make it a little easier for you guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't understand where the worm thing was coming in from. This is definitely not a worm.
He also said earlier that this looked like it used to be a worm tunnel, so
Yeah.
I'm just exploring options instead of
We want to walk into a worm.
getting eaten and or fungus to death. So,
Kedro, those of us that can see, not Navarra, but the rest of us, how far into that
pool can we see?
Yeah, where's the line of our vision stops compared to his?
It's based on your dark vision. So again, maybe 30, maybe 60.
Okay.
And I've got an ever burning torch out.
30 feet away. So I'm at 90.
All right. So if somebody were to drink a potion of spider climb and go across on the ceiling, is there something we could tie a rope to that everybody could walk across?
I think we've established that the fungus is along the walls, so it's probably on the ceiling too.
Yeah, like I literally shot the ceiling and puffs of fungus came out.
I mean, we're gonna have to deal with it in some capacity. Otherwise, we're just gonna turn around and go back.
Yeah. I mean, I can try and fire an arrow with some rope, and one, and try and stick it into some edge. I'm sure if I used one of the arrows we just got, it would penetrate.
No, that it's like trying to shoot an arrow at a swarm of bees. Like, it's not going to do meaningful damage.
No, but it would penetrate the wall enough that we could get it to stick, and I could get a hold for us for a rope.
No, ideally, if we're going to go with the assumption that we can traverse the water safely, then we have to worry about the ceiling and the walls. And if we have to worry about the ceiling and the walls, I imagine applying heat, flame.
Fenrir, what do you know about these yellow fungus? You're from here, or know about here. Is this unfamiliar to you?
All that I know about the yellow fungus is that once they get to the size they are in this pool, they create an intelligence of sorts. It's like a collective intelligence.
Can we reason with it?
Not that I know of, but possibly.
Okay. By the way, in the long staircase that we took to get down here, were there any doors?
There were not.
Okay. Does anyone have the ability to make us walk on water?
Nope.
I got a potion of spider climb. That's all I got.
I don't like this.
I don't like the options that are.
Oh.
He tried to ambush us and it didn't work. So now he just gives us impassable terrain.
I really don't like you right now, Pedro.
That's a normal state for me.
I'm gonna go ahead and send the owl through the hole in the wall.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. I
Okay.
like the plan.
I like this plan.
We could use the owl to take the rope.
All right.
Well, we're gonna have to see if something happens.
After we see what's on the other side, of course, but I'm saying it's an option.
So as your owl gets closer, it can see a pair of what look to be glimmering red eyes down that corridor.
Oh shit.
Okay.
I don't like that.
I don't like that, man.
Are you conveying that with the rest of the group here?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Fun.
Is that the last thing the owl sees before poof, or does it come back?
That depends on whether Navarra continues to send it at that set of red eyes or not.
How large are the eyes?
Fairly big. Probably something that belongs to a large-sized creature.
And it's just one. Oh wait, no, you can't hear us anyway, so I'd have to wait until you were done.
Okay, yeah, I'm coming back then. That doesn't seem like something that the owl wants to tangle with.
Alrighty.
Nose just back on your shoulder again.
Yep.
Okay. So it's just a pair of eyes.
Mhm.
Okay,
Single pair. That's good.
hey, Ark.
that's me.
Yeah, sidestep to the right.
I sidestep to the right. Are you about to do what I think you're about to do?
Yes, I am.
Perfect.
She's trying to make us use all of our spells. Wait. But before you use a spell slot,
Pure evil.
well, before you use a spell slot, I think we do have a fireball cigar saved up.
Yeah.
Okay, but I would say
We've not
Yeah.
used any of those.
we could. I would say we park it in front of the. Actually, if that's the case, Navarra can see the hole. We should have Navarra do it, and like park it in front of that hole.
Okay.
What, the owl?
No, the cigar fireball.
Oh,
Park
Okay.
the fireball in front of the hole.
all right.
Okay, I can do that, I guess.
If that's what we're going to do, because that way whatever's in the hole gets, spell damage.
Okay.
That's what I was planning on doing. Were you thinking of something else, Ark?
No, I thought you were just gonna blast the fungus.
Well, that
Yeah.
too, but if there's something in the hole, I'm assuming it's working in conjunction with the fungus.
Probably, but this.
I mean, I would assume it would have been further down the hallway.
I'm more than certain the fungus is a separate entity from whatever is in that hole.
So, okay. Kedro, the owl was able to see the red eyes when it approached the hole, correct?
Correct.
So it'd be safe to assume it's not too far down that hole, correct?
Probably a good additional 60 feet or so.
Okay.
Did the owl happen to see more yellow as it went through the hole?
No, at the point that it gets past that kind of drop-off water point, doesn't seem to be too much on the yellow aspect. Seems to turn into much more clear water as a stream.
If it is eyes, we can get it.
So to safely traverse the water, what do we have for cigars? Besides the fireball.
That's a good question. It's been a while since I checked our stogie inventory.
Unfortunately, the person with the stogie inventory is not here.
Let us
That's
test.
the proper reaction to that person who screamed.
Yeah, I can message Steven and see what we have in our stogie.
Well, but if he's not, does he have the box with him?
Yeah, I was going to say Draho has
If
the box.
Draho has the box, it doesn't matter. We don't need to look, and it's not getting used. Okay.
Man, you
Okay.
take all my fun. I was waiting for you guys to get a plan together and be like, sorry, you don't have those.
Oh,
Well, I didn't know who had them.
Okay. Well, that gave us time to discuss how blasting the hole is only going
Wait.
to.
Who has the that broken spell of fireball broken wand of fireball we had?
I think that's Navara.
I don't have it on my sheet, but sure. Oh wait, I no, I do have a wand.
If you click on the little red button to the right of it, it should bring up more information.
I have a nicely crafted utilitarian wand made from some rare wood.
So that would be your Wand of the War Mage.
Right, because I know we got like a broken spell of fireball with like 2 charges on it.
Is that in the party inventory still?
I
Probably.
didn't see a wand in the party inventory. I'm scrolling through it right now.
Nope, does not look like it.
We have unidentified items for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, yeah, I have an unidentified item, but I don't know.
I think we
what that
talked about that last week. Kedro doesn't have them on his end, so we think it's a.
It's whatever we want them to be. All right. Well, in that case, power of Christ compels you. Just blow up the lake.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah, I don't know where that wand ended up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we know that we've still got the power of the sun here. So Deus Vault and just gets through.
Okay. Do we want to apply anything to the water before I throw the fireball and maybe expand the burning properties of this thing?
Does anyone have lantern oil?
Water.
I don't.
I have some fuel I can add to the water.
Do we have some alcohol?
I have alcohol.
Are you willing to use it for this purpose?
Well, unlike my tabaxi monk, I am not a drunk, so yes.
Okay. If you wanted to just put that in the water a bit, and I suggest that before this gets thrown, we all back way up, because even if it burns some of the stuff, there still might be some spores.
Okay.
I don't know what
Pedro,
adding alcohol is going to do. It's going to be so diluted.
Alcohol dilute. I was thinking like oil, because it should
have
just
oil
ride
in
on the
there.
truck like a slick.
I've just got torches. I'm not like you fancy city folk with your lanterns and.
I have oil too. And
I mean, I just have magical dark vision, so I don't even need that.
okay. I just have it because of the Dungeoneers pack, and other shit. So
Kendra's just so happy with himself that he throws a level 16 challenge rating fight at us and ambushes us, and we win. But this is what's stumping us.
yeah. Okay. Pedro, I put some oil and some gasoline into the water.
Okay.
We've learned to
That would be
refine
from
crude
your
oil.
Dungeoneering pack, correct?
Yep, that's all I have.
Okay, let me
Where'd you
double
get-
check the
how's that
volumes
fun?
on that.
It's like I have a Dungeoneering pack and an Aventuring pack. That's all.
Okay. Really though, we should probably back up.
Yeah, I'm doing that after I put the water in.
Looks like the Dungeoneering pack does not have any oil with it. It has 10 torches and a tinderbox.
I know one of my packs has some sort of like oil, or I bought some oil.
Explorer's pack, also 10 torches and a tinderbox.
You know who would have had oil? Draho.
This is true.
It's because he
All those vials.
Draho gave me oil. That's where I got my oil from. Draho gave me some of his.
Okay, how many vials do you have?
All right, hold up.
3.
I happen to know there's a lizard with a bag of holding.
Is one of those unidentified items an alchemy jug?
It is not.
What does Kibble have?
So
That would be super useful.
as you guys are talking about this, Kibble just starts pulling out vials and setting them on the ground in front of him. And you can see a collection of about 10. And then he just kind of stands up straight.
Are those
Freaking
oil?
go over
Kibble?
here with his magic satchel.
Kibble, bring those vials of oil to me, Kibble, and then walk back into the cave.
Okay. And he picks them up and he's carrying them kind of like so.
Actually using this pile of rock for cover.
Yeah.
Good idea for everyone involved.
And then he
Once
scoots
I
his
get
way
the-
on back.
I tell Kibble, get behind the rock with the others, and I put all the oil into the, let's call it lake for lack of a better word, and then I get behind the rock and let Navarra do her fireworks.
All right. How
Yeah.
long are you letting the oil seep before lighting it up?
Well, long enough for him to get behind the rock, and then I will light the lake.
Okay.
I'm actually going to put. I'm going to hold Kibble against my chest and cover him with my shield.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and expend your spell. Where are you centering it?
I will probably, if we're using it to try to burn off some of whatever's in here, I will probably try to center it between the three bodies in the middle.
Yeah, I think we're just trying to make it to that tunnel. So
if you set the oil here,
Right.
after a round, it expands it here, here.
Well, and he's got to
Here.
pour it, so I'm assuming as he's pouring each vial, the other vials are going to expand out.
A little bit. The
Right.
vials themselves
I
aren't
used about
terribly
13.
big.
I used-
Roughly
throwing,
after about 3 rounds and getting all of that poured out.
Pedro, I used about 13 because I had 3 of my own, and then the 10 Kibble gave me.
Okay.
I was going to say, what probably would have been a good idea is to throw those against the walls about halfway through, so that way it catches and ignites to the side. But it's okay. Thing done.
Yeah, I was going to say it's already been poured, so we're going to go with that.
Okay. Well, at least that'll help bridge the gap to our side of the shore.
Well, and yeah, I mean,
How long would it take to wait till it spreads all across the entire pool?
At that
Well,
point, it won't
you
be as
see
effective.
at about this point, it
it'll
starts
start to
becoming
dilute.
not as concentrated.
Yeah.
All right. You sure you want to
So-
stand? Okay.
I will be backing up, but we have some other people that need to back up too.
Yeah.
I already backed up.
Well, because
I
I should be able to cast from here.
you got a 120-foot range on that, right?
It's 150, so yeah.
Even better.
So yeah, once I know everyone is behind me, I will just light it up.
Okay. Where are you centering it at?
Roughly the center, so the three bodies in the center.
It's right about here.
Yeah, roughly where the crosshairs are. So, but yeah, that works.
Okay. So functionally, if you're going at the crosshair, 5, 10, 15, 20.
Whoosh.
Going to tag basically all of that, minus a couple corner spaces.
That'll do.
But
But
It
that
catches
lights
enough-
all of that area.
right, and should also get all of the oil that's between us and the diameter of the ball.
Correct.
All right.
Okay, so that lights up, and as your fireball expands and kind of explodes out there, that oil lights up. The small little couple-inch lake begins to evaporate heavily, just kind of in a large gout of steam that expands further back out. In doing so, you can see lots and lots of various different yellow fungus pustules, whether it's on the ceiling, the floor, a little bit on the side walls over here on the left, fire themselves out and then get eaten up by the fire
Flame.
consuming it. Yep.
As the spores puff out, does the flame consume the spores in the flash?
It does.
Okay.
Okay.
I believe this calls for a old Tommy-ified meme. Verily, science, wench.
Then at that point, let's do this the fun way. That's going to be Misaki. Misaki, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Why? Oh god, it got so big.
You're attacking our cleric, you evil DM.
I randomized.
Well,
you,
hey.
You feel an attempt to invade your mind, but you're able to shunt it back out. But that initial attempt basically comes across as leave us be, we're not doing you any harm.
You know, they could have said this during any point of our conversation about blowing it up.
Because then we wouldn't have blown it up.
Insight check.
So I get this kind of conveyed in thought.
Basically, almost as if like a suggestion type spell had hit you.
It's trying to trick us. It's really a young girl who ages rapidly.
Yeah, there you go.
We just
I will just have the thought of us becoming what was in the pool and not wanting that and just wanting to pass through.
Okay. At that point, you see some of the middle fungus, basically 20 feet on center, recedes to the sides.
You know, I was joking about reasoning with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What was this other spell?
So I see this happen, not knowing that this thing is talking with her or with him. I just
Her. You're right.
okay. I was like, sorry. I see Kai go into the water like he knows what's up.
I just follow Kai's lead and follow him.
It's like, what is happening?
I
Just
hold my
watch.
hand up. Wait for it.
Kidra.
Mm-hmm.
Upon seeing that, I also give a mental image of me adding water to the pool.
Okay.
We're sorry.
Because I'm assuming I greatly depleted
A
almost
good
all
chunk
the
of it.
water.
At least from that back half.
Yeah.
So most of it now, instead of being 2 to 3 inches deep, tends to be 1 to 2 inches deep.
Okay.
I had some.
Him you are, Stewie, said Kaizen in the parting of the PC. Let my people pass.
So, yeah. Seeing that happen, I kind of have an idea what's going on, considering what Finner passed along, and I will. This space is big enough. I can I can create water, but it won't be a lot.
Mhm.
Not nearly what we burned off, but it'll be a. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and mark it off, and you
I
begin
did.
to replenish a bit more of that water source. And in doing so, you see an additional 5 feet of yellow fungus kind of separate more.
I add some water as well.
Okay.
All right. Anyway.
All I can do is pee. I don't think they want that.
No, we definitely don't want your tiefling pee.
All right. So I guess it's progress.
Yep.
Have bad
Down.
things happened yet?
Not as of yet.
Not as of yet.
I don't like when the DM says that.
Do I have a clear path to the door?
Looks like it.
I can see 60 feet in the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
The dark.
Is there anything beyond this nonsense that worries me?
Not from your current position.
The red-eyed creature behind that hole?
Well, he said it was probably maybe 60 feet down that hole from what the owl could tell. So we wouldn't be able to see it yet.
If we could get Navarro up there. Also, I'm going to put Kibble on my shoulders just in case some stuff happens.
Okay. So as Kai gets near that hole in the wall, there would have been a weapon of warning sound going off, but that's not here right now. The water around Kai seems to flicker and kind of almost glow. Go ahead and roll a dex save.
Oh, the bane of my existence.
The ranger should have gone first.
Is this spell effect?
It is.
Okay.
By the way, who fired the fireball? Was that Misaki?
Mhm.
Yes.
You have now earned the nickname Charlton Heston.
Is that in?
Very nice.
Flex!
You see what looks like a lightning bolt kind of arcing towards you, and you dive off to the side. As you're doing so, since you've ingratiated yourselves to the yellow fungus, it spreads out so that it doesn't infect you. And this basic 10-foot square around where you originally were lights up almost as like it was electrified jellyfish just arcing and whatnot within there.
Stop using my name as a verb.
Can't help it.
Your name is a verb, Art.
It's also a noun.
That said,
Different biblical story, though.
where is my note stuff? There we go. The sound of hissing begins to emanate from the chamber's ceiling as 4 large snakes slither out from holes that are above in kind of corner spaces, pushing through what look to be like mossy outcroppings and maybe yellow fungus that's up there within the ceiling. And then they flop into the water and begin gliding towards you. And that set of red-yellow eyes starts moving from the darkness in towards the cavern.
Don't worry, fungus will save you.
So how close are those those snakes to me when they drop in the water?
Pretty close.
Also continuing,
Each corner.
Also, continuing on with the biblical themes in our little expedition down here, snakes. Why did it happen?
Did I say attack of opportunity?
Yep, you may certainly have one.
Yeah.
Oh, and I already picked up kibble, so now I have a shoulder-mounted turret.
That you do. Scoot that up there for the moment.
We need to build him a little like rigged up mount for that. So next time I get large, he has like a whole platform.
You realize at that point he'd want a little hat that says master on it.
Who run Bartertown?
Oh man, enter! 1 man leave!
I'm the one who got us into Thunderdome, so come on. You think I care?
First rule about Fight Club: you don't talk about Fight Club.
That is a hit, sir. And some decent damage. So as that snake's falling out of the ceiling,
I get to re-roll that.
oh yeah, that is a 1. But you'll reach out with your, what are you using now? A partisan? Halberd? A weapon.
Partisan.
So you got to re-roll your damage.
In a partisan with a halberd.
So that'll make it 11. Yep. You reach out with that partisan and slash across that giant constrictor snake. It rears back slightly, hisses, and then starts moving in towards you.
Question for
Friday, I found the snake.
Question, DM.
Yep.
Does this constitute a surprise round?
Yes, actually, because
So-
there wasn't a weapon of warning.
I can act normally if I rage first.
That is true.
I would like to do that, please.
All right. That said, everybody go ahead and also roll.
Initiative.
Yep, that's the word.
I get to use both parts of that ability now.
Ooh, Navarra.
Oh, wow!
Nat 20.
Wow! Modified 20.
Not bad.
I actually rolled decent on my initiative.
19 on my initiative. Wait, so plus that my initiative. Sorry, 22. Sorry, because it was 19 on the die.
All
I
right.
should get the ad.
See, this is what's happening in game canon right now. You got us with one ambush. We're not letting it happen again.
Okay, let's see. Does your power allow you to act preemptively before as a full round action, and then you
Um,
keep going, or?
I will read you the exact text because it hasn't come into play yet.
Okay.
Because we have a thing that makes it basically unnecessary. Um, Feral instinct. Your instincts are so honed you have advantage on initiative rolls. That already happened. Additionally, if you are surprised at the beginning of combat and aren't incapacitated, you can act normally on your first turn, but only if you enter your rage before doing anything else on that turn.
Okay, perfect. So functionally, it just works as a standard surprise round. The only major difference is Kai is not surprised because he saw the lightning bolt. Ark is not surprised because he's going to rage and get that option. And then, of course, the surprisers are not surprised, so everyone else gets a round of kind of dumbfounded look at the time. That said, that would skip Navarra at the top, Fenrir, Misaki, and bring us direct to Ark at the start.
Okay, where does the fungus in the water end?
Seems to be right around the constrictor snakes, so roughly 15 foot on either side.
Okay, so I could get right up next to one and still be safe.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to do that. Kibble is along for the ride if he wants to be.
Doesn't really have much choice. He's a little dumbfounded.
So I'm sorry, so this is the first time I got to use it. Thanks to a new optional feature from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, I'm going to use my instinctive pounce as I rage to move up to half my speed.
And quick note with that. First off, since it's a brand new power coming out of a brand new book, go ahead and read it off for everybody that's at home watching so everybody knows what to do. And we'll go ahead and plug the fact that we're giving away a Tasha's Cauldron of Everything as soon as we hit 250 followers. So tell your friends, tell your family, make them subscribe.
Okay, so from the text, it is a new optional feature that our DM so graciously approved me having. Instinctive Pounce, 7th level Barbarian feature. As part of the bonus action you take to enter your rage, you can move up to half your speed, which 5 feet is definitely within half my speed.
That it is.
Okay, so that means I still have a move action after this if I want it. And I have raged, obviously. So reckless attack against the snack.
Just thinking about that. Let's reset your rage information.
Do it.
Do it.
You, sir, are now raging.
Okay. So that is a 28 to hit.
Yeah, that will definitely hit.
I am no longer at it. Or no longer doing auto crits there. So 5 plus 9. 14 magical bludgeoning.
All right. You thump into the side of that snake and you hear probably what are a couple of ribs snap.
It's all ribs.
Basically. And much
Okay.
like what happened with Kai, it rears back, and then it seems like it's preparing to kind of lunge and swirl around you.
Yeah, let it try. Second reckless attack.
Yep.
Okay, 26 to hit.
That'll do.
Okay. And that is 15 additional damage.
All right. Another set of ribs just gets smashed, almost pulped in. You can see a chunk of blood kind of squirt out as you do that, which turns that yellowish water a bit brackishly red right around it.
All right. And seeing as I have its attention, but I also want to protect my friend, I'm going to just scoot over this away a bit. So if it decides to come at me, it does not go to Fenrir.
Okay.
And I'm good.
So that would be Kibble. He is surprised, moving to Constrictor Snake 1, who will, because they've changed the way this works, turn that way. And
It's so weird to see a snake just pivot.
Yep. And attempt to reach out and cuddle Kai.
Hi.
Is that the offshoot of the one martial arts studio?
Oh, could be. Cuddle Kai rather than Constrictor Kai.
It's more of a what is it? Was it jujitsu where it's called knuckles? Yeah.
All right. So it reaches out, is unable to gain any purchase on you. So that will be the end of its turn. Moving on to Constrictor Snake 2. Wrong button. There we go. Aims at Arc, attempts the same. Wow. I've rolled a 2 and a 3. Constrictor Snake 2 does nothing. Constrictor Snake 3.
Don't
Get
go
up to
after
about
the
there.
neighborhood wolf man.
Not as of yet.
Bring it. Bring it.
I don't like the as of yet part, Pedro.
That's a roll of a 4. Thank you, Fantasy Grounds. And Constrictor Snake 4 will scoot on over towards Fenrir.
Why are you going after your favorite friendly neighborhood wolf man? What have I ever done to snakes?
You're the closest target. They're dumb animals.
I am a dumb animal.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is another 4. So,
Thank you.
that will bring us back to Kai, who is not surprised for this current surprise round. So you are up, sir.
Bonus action. Hex.
Alrighty.
Sneaky Snake number 1. It will take disadvantage on its strength checks.
Okay. So we're gonna hex and strength, because that seems the easiest way to do that.
So, hiss.
Yep.
Did you mean to do it that way, or is that just a happy accident?
A little wolf.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
And now the beating will commence until morale improves.
Tread on him.
There we go. That will hit. And that would be max damage at 21. He is not looking very good. So your partisan strikes through a pair of ribs, and you can feel it squish into it. Just may not have been one of the most pertinent of spaces for it to do so. That second attack will be also a hit. For another good chunk of damage. A portion of its tail is lopped off in that attack, and you can see it off squirming on its own. Blood just gouting out from that back end. And is that everything, sir?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
All right. There is no spiritual weapon as of yet. That has not moved up far enough. So back at the top of the round, Navara.
All right. Let's Eldritch Blast the crap out of Giant Constrictor 4.
Okay.
Save the Fenrir.
I'm okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thought that was going to miss.
Nope, that is spot on. So hit for 7.
BRB.
Another hit. For 9.
Just remember, all your damage rolls have to be 2 now.
All right. So another 12 and a 13. You blast into that snake, chunks of it kind of just flying out with the strike of each of those Eldritch Bolt Force hits. It's kind of pummeled back and sinks into the water a little bit, but then rears back up, and at this point swings its head towards your direction.
I'm going to back up a little bit.
Like, it's still alive.
Aha.
Oh.
Okay.
Alrighty. That'll bring us to Fenrir.
All right. I'm going to. Can you move me 4 squares diagonal
Left or right?
towards Arc? whatever direction that is.
So down right, I think he's saying.
Ah. You were there. 1, 2, 3, 4. In doing that, that constrictor snake will get an attack of up. That is number 4.
No, not.
Durability gives him disadvantage at that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
A 2 and a 3, respectively. The
Nice.
update today. Yep. Not favoring the DM. You swiftly manage your way away.
After last week, we earned that.
After my,
Well, you say that now, but we still have to contend with what's in the hole.
True.
After my movement, I'm going to shift.
Okay.
There you go.
So I'll get my level 6 plus my constitution, so I'll get 9 extra hit points.
Okay.
So after
And
that,
does that give you additional AC as well?
Yeah.
No, that's my version.
Okay.
What his special thing is that enemies within 30 feet of him cannot attack with advantage.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which is great for a ranger.
Very true.
But after that, I'm going to, because I have. Wait, hang on. I need to look up something about my shift.
I can read you exactly what it is.
Is it a bonus action?
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that means I cannot cast a spell this turn. After that, I'm just going to do my 2 attacks that I have.
Okay. Who are you aiming at?
Gonna strike the same snake that tried to attack me as I moved away.
Alrighty.
So it's gonna be 2 attacks with a bow, and I'll use one of my magic arrows.
Okay.
Finish him.
Attack 1. Whoops, that's a D12, not a D20. Yeah. This way somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Sorry. That's 17 plus 7. So 24.
That will hit.
Okay,
Nice.
so that's D8 plus 3. 10 damage on that attack.
Alrighty.
And second one with just a normal arrow. That will be 17 total on the attack roll.
That'll hit.
And another 5 damage.
Okay. It is looking severely beat up.
Stop that! Stop not dying!
Did you add the +1 to your first arrow for it being a magic +1 arrow?
No, so that would actually be 11 instead of 10.
Beautiful. So on your second strike, that goes clear through one of its eye sockets down kind of its gullet and kills Snake 4.
As soon as you asked that question.
Yeah, we
It's like,
yeah.
oh, really?
All right. So that's your action, bonus action movement. Any additional movement that you want with that?
Let me move 4 straight ahead from where I'm at.
You've gone 4 so far. What's your total
Yeah.
movement?
Oh, 30.
30, so you got 2 more spaces.
Then move me 2 straight ahead, so I'm in line with Ark and whoever, and I think that's Masaki.
That's Kibble. Yeah.
Yep.
Kibble. Okay.
And we'll zoom in a smidge. All right. That's
First
going to
blood.
bring us to Misaki. options.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to cast Sacred Flame
All
at
right.
that one.
At the hiss.
At the hiss.
All right.
It's not a fully grown one. It's still in high school.
I don't think it's going to make it out of grade 12.
No.
Also, we're in a tunnel and there's snakes, so tunnel snakes rule.
Hey, on the bonus, I didn't throw snakes at you when you guys were on the airship.
Were you planning to?
I thought about it.
Because you know exactly what I would do with that, and I'm kind of disappointed we didn't get them now.
Maybe next time.
I'm just
Anyway.
waiting for him to pull the street
Kiddo,
shark.
that's going to be a dex save on the snake.
Alrighty.
Next time we're on an airship.
That is going to be a failure. Woo, dead snake. So your radiant sacred flame damage comes hitting it square in the face. You see it erupt in kind of that white flame, which cascades across all of its body. Does seem to do a little bit of water reduction due to the radiant kind of aura around it.
Radiant. It's not fire, so I figured the fungus wouldn't be too upset.
Doesn't seem to hit the fungus, but does evaporate the water a little bit. Not super problematic, but does kill that. Which means we can go ahead and erase our high school.
Yep. We just destroyed high school.
They won't show up to the reunion.
All right. Any movement or bonus action?
No, I'm going to stay where I'm at.
All righty. That'll bring us to Ark.
I look at this soon-to-be meal for the fungus, and I just recklessly attack again.
Okay.
That is 27 to hit.
That will hit. Snake
All
number
right,
2.
that is 16 damage.
Okay.
Still have the audacity to be alive.
It does.
Okay. Well, in that case, again, you. All right. That is 26 to hit.
Will definitely hit.
Okay, and that is 14 more damage. And just for formality, these are all reckless attacks.
Okay. Sounds good. Any movement?
I actually will, because seeing as how beat up this guy is getting,
Yep.
I
Exceptions.
want to be prime. I want to be primed to charge that other one, just in case it's still alive by the time I get a chance.
Okay.
That'll be it.
So that'll move us to Kibble, who, being on your back, thankfully, is right next to Mr. Snaky Snake.
Also, I couldn't help but notice that we're fighting snakes and a fungus.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, we do have the snake and the mushroom. We just need a badger.
Oh my
There's a
god.
hole with red eyes.
There is. Is it a badger?
There is.
We don't know yet.
As you're running by, he just whips out a short sword, pokes it ever so lightly, and that snake slithers and drops to the floor.
As this is happening, I yell from my position, "Good job, Kibble! You get extra rations tonight."
You hear a whoo.
Yay! And there was much rejoicing.
All right. With that, it is
And the peasants
Constrictor
did
Snake number
feed
3.
on breakfast cereals and orangutans.
And sloths.
Constrictor Snake number 3 attempts to constrict Kaizen, but fails miserably at it. You are too slippery, sir.
And you did kill one with Sacred Flame, which is kind of a holy hand grenade.
Yeah. Which does bring us to Kaizen's turn. Kai, you are hearing what sounds like the crescendo of some odd magical spell.
Somebody's casting.
Does he vocalize that?
That's what he says.
Does it
Okay.
get like that?
Yeah, does he say it like that though?
Probably. Yeah.
I love it so much.
I love it.
So we said it was like about 60 feet this way that there were bad people
Correct.
or a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a thing with eyes. Also, before we saw what is potentially dragon-like thingy feet, so I just feel that maybe the scales may have tipped against us.
Ha. Oh, where's Draho when we need him?
Safe from my punnery for now.
Sadness.
Oh, we are definitely stepping on Sneck, chat. So,
Okay,
Oh
so
my-
how far can I actually see past where this graphic ends?
It basically dives into a deep hole.
Well, I guess what I'm operating under the assumption of if I can't see it, it can't see me.
That is a
you're
good
facing
assumption.
the wrong way. Must be special forces.
It reminds me of a meme.
It's red versus blue reference.
Yeah.
Which right now it's yellow versus green.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll. At this point, there is work at hand. I can reach the snake from here.
Mm-hmm.
So I just gonna use my bonus action to switch over my hex because I can. Meet the shoulder kitty. And I am going to sap its strength as well. Because
I knew
You know.
Snake in high school.
Snake to the high school boogaloo.
I love how your shoulder kitty disappeared into the background of your.
They do get an advantage on stealth, so.
But it's not chewing on his ear yet.
All right, that will hit.
These guys are hilariously easy to strike.
Oh,
Nice.
Good chunk of damage.
Oh.
There. That will also hit. Another good chunk of damage. Any additional movement?
Arc.
If I move here, do I stay within its? I'm assuming it has reach too.
And yep.
Okay, that's where I want to be.
So you lash out with that partisan a couple times, striking face, basically giving it smile scars on either side of that mouth.
You want to know how I got these scars?
Alrighty, no spiritual weapon. At this point, that spell crescendo makes its final bids, bringing about.
What is happening, and do I want it to happen?
Probably not.
Oh no! Oh wow! Okay, those what? Oh my! Maybe we should have attuned to that mace before going here.
What are those?
And what ends up happening is the various different bodies that are on the floor coalesce into either some form of modicum of undead or turn spiritual in the way that they look, rising from the pool of water and then growlingly turn to face you. Their jaws kind of distend, not letting out any actual sound, just looking rather ominous.
Is the final snake dead?
It is not. It is
Oh.
pretty close, but not quite dead.
Roll
Question.
to see if the
Do
skeletons
you
attack.
count as a favored enemy because they are undead to
Yep.
me? Yes!
Yep.
Victory.
Okay.
All right. So that is that turn. Back at the top of the round, Navara.
All right. I'm gonna try to finish off the snake. So let me come up, and we'll come up here, and then
There we go.
all right. And we'll go ahead and Eldritch Blast number 1. I don't know why that rolled twice.
I think you're just so used to firing multiple shots on one target.
All right, so that first one hits.
As does the second.
I don't know why that's not what I intended to do. Okay. 7 damage.
All right. Takes a chunk of it out, but still alive.
Okay, second one, max damage.
It is looking near death's door.
Okay, third.
Will hit. And that takes out the giant constrictor snake. So 3 bolts go slamming into it, pushing it up against the wall as it kind of dissipates.
Okay, and then I'll start on this amalgamated undead with the last one.
All right. And a 14 on those will not hit.
All right.
So it glances into it, but you see these odd kind of being amalgamated specifically. Almost seems to be portions of various different corpses put together. And where your strike hits kind of glances off one of the skulls, which cracks a little bit, but then ricochets off to another direction.
All right. Well, that's not creepy or anything. That'll do it for me.
Okay. That'll bring us to Fenrir.
Alright, I need to look up something really quick.
Okay. And just so you know what you're facing, you've got 2 amalgamated undead, 3 restless dwarven knights, and 2 wraiths.
Restless dwarven kin niggets.
And let's go ahead and erase our high school while we're at it.
Alright, question.
Answer.
Take an action
Does what?
would it take an action to do an intelligence check to see what information I can recall about these enemies?
Mid-combat, yes. So specifically, you wouldn't have seen any amalgamated undead as of yet. The other ones seem to be functionally like skeletons, but higher in capacity, a bit more brain power behind them, a bit more magical energy put into them. The wraiths, they look like about standard wraiths.
That's a tough action. I
What's
wasn't
that?
going to use it.
That's okay. This is what you would just in general know. If you want more specifics, that would be what that intelligence roll is for.
Okay, so I'd have to use it. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. All right. I'm going to. So these are undead, correct?
Correct.
And you said, is the one closest to me in that corner a wraith?
No, the larger items are the amalgamated undead. The wraiths are these kind of silvery ones up here at the top.
Okay. So amalgamated and undead, are they the ones that look like a big collection of bones, basically?
Correct.
Okay. Let's hit. I'll use a bonus action, attack, and mark the amalgamated undead in the corner with Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
And then I'll shoot it with a magic arrow.
Alrighty.
What's that? I know it's a 1 and 7. So plus 7, so 24.
7 plus 7 would be 14.
No, it said 17.
Okay. That's
It said
better.
1
Yep,
and
24 would hit.
Read it. Sorry.
Not a problem.
I thought you heard me say that's a 1 and something, but I can't see what the other.
No worries.
Give me a second.
24 will hit.
All right. So that's going to be a D8 and another D6.
Okay.
Because the hunters. So that's going to be 6 plus 4 because the extra 1 added from the magic arrow. So 10 for that attack.
Alrighty.
And then we'll
You see a couple of those body parts as your arrow goes in, shoot out the back, but it still seems to maintain its structure.
Okay, I'll use another magic arrow and attack for my second attack.
Okay.
That will be a 10 on the die, so 17.
That will also hit.
Okay, and that will be another D6 and a D8. D8 got stuck. That's 9 plus the 4, so I don't know what that says.
So 13 more?
Yeah.
All right. And you see another chunk of it kind of just dissipate out, being rendered, dropping to the floor from it, though it's still holding that majority of its form.
All right, and then I'm gonna move. So my movement's 30, so I can move 6.
Correct.
Right. Let's move 5 back.
5 squares or 5 feet?
Yeah, 5 squares. Towards the left wall. No, like sideways towards the left wall from where I was.
So about there.
No, like I was not in the same line, like toward, yeah.
Just directly left?
Yeah, just directly left from
Gotcha.
where I was.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Wanted to go a little further, but able to shoot. Yep. Okay. Thank you. And that's it.
All right. Misaki, you are up.
I am going to bonus action cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get that spiritual weapon out here on the board. Where would you like it to populate?
Is it safe to assume that these big amalgamums have reach?
Good possibility. They are rather large, and they do
Okay.
seem to have lanky arms.
Put it between me and the one that's... Yeah. And then for my main, I'm going to turn undead.
Ooh.
And it gets
swanky.
all of them because it's 30 feet.
Oh, nice.
That is the time to do it.
That is true. All right, so that takes one of your channel divinities and is going to require a wisdom saving throw from all of them. What is your DC on that?
That should still just be my spell save DC, correct?
Correct.
15.
15. All right.
Quick question for you, Masaki. What level
Yeah.
are you?
I am 8. I will destroy CR1 or lower.
Which I doubt any of these are, but sure.
Correct. So Wraith 1 saves with an 18. Wraith 2 saves with a 16. Amalgamated Undead 1. Also a 16. I think I found where my rolls were at, guys.
In your save, not your.
Amalgamated Undead 2 is feared. Let's see if there's a status option for that.
What does fear do?
Makes them run away from Misaki as much as possible. Frightened. There we are.
They also get disadvantage to attack rolls as long as they can see her.
Yep.
Oh,
Restless Knight number 1 is also a feared. Status effects. Let's just keep that open for the moment. Frightened. Restless Knight number 2 is not a feared. Restless Knight number 3 is a feared because they have a negative.
oh crap. How do you get a negative number?
By being undead.
By being below the human average on a thing.
Yep. So let's see. Misaki, you're back at 21.
Well,
I was going to say, I have negative strength. It's not that uncommon.
And I
have
do
I have negative charisma, negative intelligence, so.
and I do believe that my spiritual weapon does swing when it comes out too, doesn't it?
It sure does.
I'm negative on anything. I have a +0. That's about it.
Comes out swinging.
Yep. So it's going to be attacking Amalgamated Undead 1.
Mm-hmm. Swing and a miss.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this isn't actually. Just to clarify, this isn't actually the frightened condition of them. It just acts like most of the elements of it.
Yep. It's just easier to tag because there's not a turned option.
Fair enough.
Yep.
And
For some reason, incapacitated got added to Misaki. Let's take that back off.
yeah, no.
Okay.
We'll just keep
And
track of
then,
the fact that they just keep trying to run away from her.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm going to attempt to move away.
Okay. And I will validate whether or not they have reach.
Yeah.
Thank you, Misaki, for being the test dummy.
Let's see, I was there, so it's one. Yeah. Let's do that.
It's also nice because the effect doesn't end if you hit them.
Oh, really? That's neat.
You are just fine. No reach on those.
And that thing wants to run away because I came closer.
That is true.
It's made of the bodies of creatures that don't have reach, therefore it does not have reach.
Yep. All right. That everything?
Yes.
Okay. That's your spiritual weapon, bringing us to Wraith 1.
Oh, and they also can't take reactions, so if anyone wants to run away from them, you're fine.
Perfect. So Wraith 1 is not afeared,
Skirt.
and he hovers his way on over towards Misaki.
Of course. Hey, Ark, you want to...
I'm not a polar master.
Ooh, that is a 24 to hit. Go ahead and give me a Constitution save,
I'll get him on my next turn.
as it does 25 necrotic damage to you.
Yeah, can I go ahead and get an attack of op as he came into me too?
You sure can.
Oh, we get to play the fun go away stab game.
Pretty sure that
will
hits.
hit. Mm-hmm.
Hang on. That way the damage goes to the right one.
Okay.
Oh, that could have been so much better. Oh, well.
All right. So as it reaches out and touches you, you see kind of along your face this black section of it just kind of necrotically drag off and slough off your face. And in doing so, your hit point maximum is actually reduced by that 25 currently.
Ah, wraiths.
Yep.
When I'm not dealing it.
And actually, nobody will see that because I do wear a mask.
True.
I can smell it from here, though.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Wraith 2 will come wandering down to Ark. We'll miss with a 20.
So, hang on. I took 26 damage, you said? No,
25.
25.
Yep.
But it also dropped my max hit points.
Correct.
So that would put me down then, because that means
No,
eight.
No, it
18.
doesn't it doesn't do like additional damage.
Right.
So,
It just takes that total 25 off the top of it of your hit points.
so that means until you get that effect cured, you can't heal above that amount.
Oh, okay. So I can heal to the top short
Minus
25.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So it doesn't drop my threshold. It just means I can't heal to the full. Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
With the wraiths out of the way, that'll bring us to Ark.
Okay. First things first, Wraith number 1, recklessly attacking that one. Natural 20.
Very nice.
Okay, so, just so everyone knows, and this is going to be very important in the next couple of seconds, attacks against this guy have advantage until the end of my next turn. 3, 6.
And what kind of weapon are you using?
My maul. It
We
is
made
blood.
that magical, didn't we?
Yeah, it's a +1.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yep.
But I know for wraiths, they're incorporeal, so
Yeah.
But that is due to my Crusher feat, which was Unearthed Arcana, but is now canon in Tasha's Culture of Everything.
It's a
So-
wonderful thing.
So just to repeat, that is a critical, so that is 21 points of damage,
Okay.
and because of the critical due to my Crusher feat, attack rolls against him have advantage until the end of my next turn. And because I criticaled on and because I hit him with my Crusher once per turn, I can move the person up 5 feet away. So I'm going to move him directly up.
Okay. And we will note him as advantage.
Okay. And just to make sure that Dasaki has a few options for escape here. Actually, you know what? Can I have moved him to the not the one directly back, but the one to the left of it? Because I can move it 5 feet in any direction.
Yep, totally fine.
All right. I will then move up into this position. So that way Masaki has fewer people to deal with. And I'll hit the same. You know what? Yeah, I'll hit the same guy.
Okay.
And I'll tell everyone, concentrate on this one. Why am I grabbing my damage dice? Okay, that's
Excited.
that's a 25 to hit
That's why you were grabbing them.
because I'm like Ark. All I'm thinking about is damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's going to be another 17.
Okay. You see much of its form starting to waver at this point.
Okay, and having at least gotten the gist that this problem just got worse, I will go ahead and shift.
Okay.
Ooh, yes, maximum. Okay, so that's going to be
There are places where I can look at the Tasha's Cauldron for free.
not likely right now.
It just came out.
Yeah, we'll save that conversation for later. 14. That is 19 temporary hit points.
Very
go ahead.
nice.
I'll
Okay.
go ahead. The maximum I could have at this level.
No, that's woods.
Yeah, I was gonna say, whoa. I marked it in,
Okay.
and that is that's my turn.
Alrighty. That'll bring us to Kibble, who will go ahead and concentrate on said dude with his
So he
attacks.
has advantage regardless.
Yep.
So
We will short sword 1. That is a pair of 20s. Literally
Nice.
a pair of 20s. He couldn't
Good
roll
point.
better. So we will get sneak attack,
I would say that should give him like crit and a
short
half
sword,
that roll.
and another. Wouldn't that be nice? Another 3, and that is all on Wraith 1. Where'd you go?
right above me.
Ooh, so close.
Is he going to follow up with bonus action stab?
He is. Because there's no reason not to.
And he still has advantage.
Doesn't need it, but we'll go ahead and roll just again.
Good again.
Yep, nope, not so much.
Okay.
And poke. Takes out Wraith 1.
Nice.
Stabs him in the incorporeal critical spaces.
Okay, so this seems to be the current tactic with me and Kibble. I hit something and then I move a bit and he kills it.
That's right.
Okay, we're gonna run with this.
Right. That brings us to the amalgamated undead number 1. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, perfect. So the only person this isn't going to affect is Navara. It lets out this wailing, agonizing scream. Everybody give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. 15.
That is good enough. 26 for Masaki is definitely good enough. Kaizen with the 8. What's your bonus on that? Because you rolled a wisdom check.
I'm thirsty.
Wisdom's +3.
And your charisma bonus on top of that?
No, that is my charisma bonus. That's it.
Oh, okay.
I'm a paladin, not a cleric.
Though, are you at the point where you're immune to frightened?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So you're
He's
safe
too
too.
holy to be scared.
Fenrir,
Yes.
what'd you roll?
For what?
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, sorry. 15 plus saving throw for wisdom. So 16.
16? That will just do
Oh.
it. All of you
No.
feel this kind of weird, agonizing scream in your head that attempts to instill a bit of fear within you, but you're able to push through it and understand that it's nothing more than the scream of a frightened animal. That said, it will sneak up here. 10, 15. Yep.
It's not sneaking anywhere.
Sneak.
Slosh.
It will
Slosh.
then attempt to claw with a 25. Does that hit your arc?
Oh, since I forgot to adjust my AC, it does actually.
Okay. So
Even at my max potential AC right now, that would have matched it. So
alrighty. It does a tiny poke for a total of 10, which of course gets partially resisted, so drops you down by 5. Then as it does that, it kind of grabs onto your shoulder. Its stomach opens up into this really gnarly maw, and it pulls you in towards it, attempting this funky kind of bite attack.
okay, before we go any further, is that maw toothy?
It is. It is a toothy maw.
Thank you.
Get in my belly.
Oh God, they made it out of the Scotsman.
Let's see. That
Although with all the dwarves around here.
as it's attempting to pull you in, go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
Why would wisdom? I get over here. Natural 20 for a total of 22.
Very nice. So it's pulling you in with that claw, and you instead of looking it up in the face or staring at that maw opening, and you're able to dodge your way back. Basically, it was attempting to kind of hug you in and look you in the face and have you staring up there as it eats you with its torso.
Everything in here wants to hug us.
Hugging you
I
to
just
death.
I'm still more worried about the wraith, to be honest.
I think Droho is going to get the friendlier hug when he finds it.
All right. So it has to move directly away from the Saki. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Don't send it
5,
towards the neighborhood
30.
werewolf.
It can't do anything anyway.
It can attempt to.
It's required to spend its turn running away.
Yep. But it can't pass through either end of this, so it is stuck in that corner.
Quick, someone wall around it.
True. Which
Make it
brings
stuck.
us to Kaizen.
Hey, Kai, it'd be really cool if you came down here and gave us bonus to our, saves. That'd be awesome.
I already have a bonus to my saves.
No, but like an even bonus or bonus.
Is bonusy or even a word?
Isn't
It
dwarven.
is right now.
So I need to give you guys a bonus.
All right, mic check.
Nope, still off.
Still off.
Oh no, they cast silence.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're supposed to follow up that with good.
Switch
So
to
you want
Verizon.
a bonus to your, like saving? All right. Misty Step.
Okay.
Woo!
Bonus action used.
Gang's all here.
It's a body in the
Everybody
house.
enjoy +3 to their saves.
Yay!
And that Wraith? The Wraith is bullshit.
Yeah, the Wraith I think is the bigger long-term threat.
Wait, where is the wraith located, please? Can
Directly
you?
to my left.
Right here.
I am waiting for it to appear on the
And I
screen.
do believe that's Lexi cheering for the Misty Step.
You're welcome.
It's very appreciated.
Very cute. Where's your dog, Pedro?
She is chilling with the better half home with the baby, so doesn't have to walk in the door and have the puppy growl at us.
But the puppy growling is the best part of the show.
That is a hit.
Okay, good, good. That's a reasonable number.
That is the first portion of your damage. Is there a second portion of your damage, being that it's undead?
There smite be, smite not.
And it's undead.
Skadoosh. That brings it to, where are you at? A nice goodly chunk of, didn't add the extra 4, so 29 total damage. You see a good chunk of it, like, disapparate. But it is still holding its predominant form.
I should probably roll the hit first before I roll damage.
Lexi says it was for the mic pattern. And that the puppy
Gotcha.
will make an appearance next week. Well, not next week as we'll be out, but next game.
Okay, so it takes 14 more points of damage.
All right. Any
Hold on.
additional smite?
Smite? Are you going to smite them?
Boom!
All right. With that, you rake into it twice heavily with that partisan, and in doing so, it disapparates entirely.
Sweet.
Ecto goo falling into the water.
What is the difference between a partisan and a halberd?
The look.
One has a cooler name.
That is true. Okay, I'll think about the mascot becoming a game reward. That said,
Request permission to free action to pose.
you may. You may.
I turn to Ark.
I rage nod.
So you headbang.
That will then bring us to Dwarven Knight numero uno, who books it away from Basaki and
Flock of seagulls maneuver.
falls down the hole. So we will just delete him. Number 2 is not frightened, so that one will pose in on here. Would you care to react?
Attack of up.
Yep.
Reaction poke.
Opportunity critical. Do it.
That is a hit, sir. Oh, it looked like it was going to land on that 10 there for a second.
Yeah.
Well, I get to re-roll it.
Savage.
Brutality.
A little better.
All right, so 3 more on there. Total
Wait.
11. With 9. And an additional 3 more on there. It's looking fairly beat up for a dwarven skeleton.
To be fair, what the dwarf would want.
It's true. All right. That said, Dwarven Skeleton will attempt to come in on Kai. Swings in with the Morning Star AC 24, sir.
Gimme.
And that will poke you for a total of 14 damage. At which point, it pulls that Morning Star back and comes around with a nice circular overhead maneuver.
That's a oddly agile skeleton.
Evidently. Base 20 total.
Having no muscle.
Highs my AC.
All right. Swings in for another mighty 14 damage. He will see your damage and raise you a smidge.
This is not poker.
I'm pretty sure you're poking each other.
I mean,
It's
though,
what I'd expect from a dwarf.
to be fair, he has to raise because he's short.
That said, we move on to
Don't have enough
Dwarven
to buy.
Knight 3. He is also frightened, so we'll pop himself up off the end of the map and die
Down the
in a
hole.
fiery fall. At which point, that comes to our final creature, who crawls on up out of the hole.
The pit.
Yep.
We're seeing.
I was kind of hoping it just fell on top of it before it got up.
Yeah.
It's a spirit naga.
This is true.
Is that considered undead, Kedro?
Could we call it a naughty naga?
No. Just no. No.
Nope, it is considered a large monstrosity.
Damn it.
Yep.
You know, I just
That
realized
said,
that. I just realized that Navarro has a very good way to be completely safe from the one thing.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. So, well, Kai is closest. Go ahead and give me a Constitution save versus spell.
Hmm.
You can do it.
You feel the water attempting to leave your body.
Oh,
That's sassy.
that's a nasty
I
use
like
of that.
that.
Spell. That's a nasty.
I
use.
don't like this Naga. I don't like this Naga.
To be fair, we didn't like them before they did this.
That will do. Let me just double check. Yep, so only half the damage on this. As
Half
you feel
of half.
feel the necromantic energy kind of wash over your body, ripping the water out. Since it's half of half, we will just roll that and then deal with the tribulations.
He's turning you into a living mummy.
3 divided by 2 divided by 2
Giving him
is
a
going to be a
breath.
total of 8 damage instead of 33, as you take on a bit of a heavy sweat.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Not bad for the level
Like,
of
I've done-
spell that is.
I've done some impressive damage reduction, but damn.
All right. That is that Naga's turn, starting top of round 4, Navara.
I
Okay,
can't reach
well,
you in that little hole there.
that thing is just gonna have to keep running away, so I'm not worried about it right now. I will go ahead and switch focus to the weird looking thing that just came out of the hole.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Hey,
That is a hit. For a good amount of damage.
Nice.
That is a hit.
Whoa.
For a nice decent amount of damage. Yet again, a hit.
You go, girl.
Even better damage. And the final one is also a hit.
4 for 4.
Yep. That is a total of 43 damage coming out of that. As you just light that spirit Naga up. It gets hit and kind of blasted slightly backwards, almost staggering towards the edge of that pit. But once done, it recomposes itself, slithers a bit back forward.
The sign says no solicitors.
Any additional movement?
Yeah, I'll just move slightly away from this thing because I assume it smells bad.
Oh, it very much does.
That was before.
Like wet corpsey dog.
Oh God, they put dogs in it.
All right, that'll bring us then to Fenrir.
All right. So that the what do they call them? Amalgamation. Sorry,
Yep.
trying to get the word.
Yep.
Amalgamation that I have marked currently is afraid. Currently, right?
That is correct.
Turned, but yes.
All right. So in front of me, how far can I move without touching the mold?
If you're going up the middle, you can move basically as far as you want to.
Okay. Can't
Just stay like 10 feet away from the walls, or 15 feet away from the walls.
if I move? What is that in the green spot? Who's that right there closest to me?
This is a spiritual weapon.
Oh, that's just a spiritual weapon, so I can just walk right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you move? If I'm like right under the spiritual weapon, not on it, but like in the spot under it.
Yep.
Can I see the Naga?
Oh, absolutely. Functionally, you've got what, 90-foot dark vision? You'd be able to see the entire thing from where you're at.
Okay, can you get me to where so if I was even 2 away from the spiritual weapon, I would see the Naga then?
Yep.
All right, can you put me there then? And then after that, I want to use my bonus action to move my hunter's mark from its current target, which is the amalgamation behind me, to the Naga.
You can only do that if the target dies that it's on.
That's
No.
true.
No. It says,
If the target drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can use your bonus action on the subsequent turn to turn your marks to a new creature.
Yeah, you can only move it when the target dies.
I mean, you can still attack the one that it's marked to.
really?
Yeah.
It's not the way I understood it on this card.
Yeah, it explicitly says when it drops to 0.
Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Could I use it? Can I recast it?
You can. You just have to burn an additional spell slot.
All right, and that would still be a bonus action.
Yep.
Then I'll just do that on the Naga. Okay. And
All
then I'll
set.
attack it.
All right, what you got?
And then I'll just attack it with a magic arrow.
Mhm.
That's a 15.
15. We'll just hit.
Okay.
Solve the minigame.
That's a 6 and 3 plus 4, so 10.
You said 6 plus 3 plus 4
Yep.
would be 13.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, 13.
All right, so cool, got it.
Okay. And then second attack at 20.
All right, roll me some crit damage.
So that's going to be 2d8s and a 2d6. So, by the way, that was my second to last magic arrow.
Okay.
So 7 plus 4, so that's
Total of 11.
11 plus 3, so that's
14.
plus another 5,
Makes 19.
and then plus 4.
You got your +1 for the weapon in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
With,
So that'll be another 23. Ooh. So you fire that off. It goes into the chest of the Naga. Seems to be up and to the right just a little bit. It looks down, and its jaw kind of goes a little bit slack momentarily and expels a great deal of air and then falls back into the hole.
okay.
Spirit Naga down.
Good job.
After that, I end my turn.
Okay. That will bring us to Misaki.
Spiritual weapons are going to attack the amalgamation.
Okay.
As soon as I get the mouse to work on my side.
Control their problem.
Not me, the spiritual weapon.
Yep, I've got you both set to it because you roll the damage and whatnot from your character.
Okay. That's not going to hit.
No, that is not.
So it's just swinging around at it, waving, saying hi.
Yep.
It's
It's a very pretty, elegant dance.
Yeah, it's just shiny. I'm going to heal myself. Well, shit. I'm at what? Is Kibble is Kibble actually in front of me, or is he on top of?
He's on Ark's shoulder.
So I can actually just overlap that.
Yep.
He's basically on my back, just going, yes, run, feel the force. No, wait.
Feel the force go through you. When the force be one, all things.
Destroy the undead, you must.
17.
That will hit. Swinging in on that Dwarven Knight for a good chunk of damage. As you hit it, it seems more brittle. And chunks of it just come flying out. Where is our Dwarven Knight? Who is already damaged. So doing so, it basically just explodes that set of bones. Dwarven Knight down.
This is going so much differently than last week.
Well, yeah. When the Naga went down, I was wondering if these were going to go down too.
I love how that Naga shows up as like, hi!
Yeah, and it gets seen and gets plowed.
Just, aha, you were not expecting the surprise. Oh, I'm dead.
No one's expecting the Spanish.
Alrighty. Any additional movement?
No, I kind of like the wall that I'm behind at the moment.
All right. Sounds good. No
I have a
spiritual
name.
No, there's a wall. Kaizen's there too.
Kaizen's decoration.
Yeah, but side by side, you guys make a wall.
I remember somebody going, I would like saves.
Eh,
To be fair, Kaizen did succeed very well on their one dex saving throw,
Yeah.
which is usually Kai's bane. So
I have succeeded at 2 saving throws today.
Congratulations.
You must feel so accomplished, and your mother must be so proud.
Are you all right?
oh,
And that's what he looks
Ark, you're up.
like when Bull gets.
yes, I am. All right. Well, since that bunch of stuff has been handled, and that one just seems to be sulking in the corner, reckless attack against the big guy.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Very nice.
Okay. So just a quick reminder, attacks on him have advantage until the end of my next turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's 24 damage.
All right. And due to the brittle capacity, that makes it 48.
Oh, because it's bludgeoning is extra. Okay, and I would like to move him. Is it still alive?
It is.
All right, I'm gonna move him 5 spaces, 5 to the left because he is smaller than huge.
That is true.
I believe that is the size. Large or smaller. Let me just double check, but I know large can be moved.
Okay.
So, but just to be very thorough about this.
What exactly, how big, what size category are the amalgamations? Just
They're large,
Yep, they're considered large. They take up 4 squares.
2 by 2.
Oh.
Yeah. Where are the feats in this book? Nah.
In the feet section.
Plus
Very,
1.
very
Hard
near the shoes.
I can't even be mad at you because that's the kind of thing I would say.
Pedro, just because you're a dad now doesn't mean you need to make dad jokes.
Oh, yes, it does. I was practicing beforehand, and now I'm just on point.
Fun fact, it does not place a size limit. And then I'll move up. And
my lord.
oh, yes. Oh, I am abusing the hell out of that. So I
I
look
am
at Kaizen,
foreseeing
I'm like,
dragons getting scooted.
so I look at Kaizen and go, hey, Kaizen, want to play a game? I scoot him, you stab him when he comes back. That's a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
All right, and that is another 15, which would make it 30, I guess, because the bludgeoningness and...
Yep, because it has the brittle capacities. 30.
Gotcha.
That will knock its body completely apart.
I win!
Bits just go flying.
Okay, so I only moved 5 feet to do that, so 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. But that was my 2 attacks, but I'm like, hello.
All right, anything else?
That's all I really can do.
Okay. That brings us to Kibble, who will fire off short bow.
Did he jump off of me?
Nope. He just switched weapons.
Fair enough. Just happy clicking noises.
And does a modicum of damage.
If anyone understands what the mandibles for happening here.
Amalgamation sits there in the
Yep.
corner and does the video game thing of sitting and just turning back and forth rapidly because it has nowhere to go.
Oh, I almost feel sorry. Almost.
Kai, you are up.
Kai, finish him.
I'm not sure if I can get closer.
Pie. Depending on spell slots, I'd wager you can.
Kai, if you are talking, it is not coming through.
I mean, I could burn spell slots and make it happen, or I could just Eldritch Blast.
Bleh.
Holy pack feet, Batman.
Which I have managed to not set up so I can easily cast. Because I am a terrible person.
Just roll a spell attack and then
You're not as terrible as Strahd's mom in bed. Ah.
Okay, this is inside.
I'm not
This is
going to
a
make that happen,
family-friendly
guys.
show, not a make-a-family-friendly show.
But you
Thank you.
you still get 2 attacks with that. So
What's your plus on the 7? You might hit.
Well, I get my proficiency bonus
plus charisma.
and charisma 3, so plus 6.
13.
Nope, just a little shy. So while it's sitting there warbling back and forth in the corner, it looks almost like it's blurring a bit, and your force bolts go flying off to the sides.
You still got your move action if you want to get closer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just as effective from here.
Gotta love Eldritch Blast.
All right. Assume that's everything, yes?
Correct.
All right. That brings us back to the top of the round, at which point the spiritual energy holding the amalgamation, being the only undead left, dissipates, and bones just continue to clatter to the floor in just various different directions.
I was just waiting for Navarre to have church. She could go, let me show you how it's done.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys are out of combat.
Owie.
Yeah.
Was it that bad? Sorry.
Throws an impossibly large sword up in the air and catches it.
Hey, Kedra, how long does the...
See, Raho is here in spirit.
No, he didn't drop it.
The Wraith item, or life drain, that will continue until you finish a long rest.
Which I think at this point is not a bad time to take.
Well, but we're not going to do it up here.
Take a long rest on the shore.
Well, I'm kind of curious as to,
what the Naga has on her?
What's down that hole.
We must loot the room, or root the loom.
Yeah, I'll take at least the medium creatures' bodies and throw them on the shore for looting before we go into the next area.
Okay. You don't find any armor or weapons. Oddly, everything that they carried seems to have been made of some form of spiritual energy that dissipated along with them. But on the Naga's body, when you guys get down into that section, you do find this weird old kind of dwarven looking coin. It looks like at one point it had face prints on both sides. Well, more specifically, face print on one side and something semi-rectangular on the other. Though age and maybe water have worn them down to the point that they're almost unrecognizable in depiction in its current state.
Does it have any runes on it?
It does not.
Well, we'll keep that separate from the rest of our coins until we find a place where it makes sense to be.
Okay.
Like one of those magical bowls.
Again, maybe.
Actually, I have just something I would like to
Does it look like the coin that we found earlier?
Not quite. So while the facial front portion does, the rectangle on the back is a different shape than what you would have seen on the prior one.
I would actually like to, if no one objects, can someone cast mending on this and see if that it restores it at all?
Much like written script without the actual ink for it to do it, the bits of flecked off gold, there's nothing there to reattach.
Just in Ark's mind, just fix it. All right.
Is there
Just-
anything else on the Naga?
That is the only thing on the Naga.
No, like, weapons
Nope.
of any kind?
No.
It came in spellcasting.
Yeah.
And it died immediately after.
That it did.
I do retrieve my arrows from the Naga's body because I only have one on me that is still magic.
That's fine, though the magicness does fade anytime it actually hits.
Oh,
What
well, that's
else is down here besides what appears to be clear water?
So basically down in that portion, you find kind of a clear freshwater tunnel. It's only about ankle deep. There is a bit of that yellow fungus attached to the walls, but it doesn't seem to be reacting whatsoever.
okay.
And that's all
I
we're
think
in the tunnel.
Correct.
Yeah, we're into a tunnel that we have to pull out through, I guess.
Continuing on.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink a potion.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna unshift.
yep, that'll happen.
That just happens.
Unshift for all over people.
So as you kind of wander your way down that tunnel, eventually it treads upwards and meets an additional stairwell in a corridor filled with rubble from kind of a past cave-in. But you're able to push your way through that bit of rubble. That leads you up into a hallway, down a short corridor that takes a sharp turn into a 3-foot stairwell up. There you find yourself in a room containing 3 stone caskets, all of which lie shattered. The remains of dwarven skeletons and plate armor, specifically bronze plate armor, have been scattered across the room. Near one of the broken caskets is an additional stairwell down.
There's nothing in said caskets.
No, the bodies have been pulled directly out of them.
Okay.
Potion of healing is how many D4?
2d4 plus 2.
Well, before you do that, if we're just going to take a rest, I can throw up a Liamon's tiny hut and we can get some sleep.
Okay.
Also, I can.
Then I won't use I won't
Yeah.
drink the potion.
Okay. Well then, if you're going to tiny hut, this is actually a good point for us to go ahead and pause for the week. Reminder, no game next week. Unfortunately, I'll be on site. But we should be back the week after.
have a good time in the little town in Ohio.
So, was it just Misaki that took damage?
I think
I took a little bit of damage.
I didn't take any. As no good archer should.
Yep.
Just keep in mind, you keep.
So-
Well, if we're gonna long rest, then
Yeah, I'm gonna burn my lay on hands to top people off.
I just
Oh, no, I
figured
only-
that we burned a lot of spells that need to come back on a
yeah, I didn't
long
take
rest,
like
so
I didn't take direct damage. I took temporary damage, so we're good.
All right. Well, with that, we'll go ahead and call it for the night. Thanks everybody for coming and watching, and for everybody
Yes.
coming and playing.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Indeed.
Thanksgiving.
Eat
guys.
much turkey, gain fatness, be happy.
I'm
Fatness
not
plus plus.
not